Welcome friends for this wonderful Upanishad session which we are having. We are in Mandukya Upanishad. Today our friend Shankar will not be joining. He has got some personal engagement. So he will be joining next week. He has gone back to Pune from Chennai. So he will be joining next week. In the meanwhile, we will be continuing Mandukya Upanishad. We will just give a brief so that the Kesavan, we welcome Kesavan wholeheartedly with a warm welcome. And so that he can also get just a brief of what we have gone through. And before that, we will just with the invocation, we will start the today's session. Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramagurubhyo Srimatananda Tirtha Padacharyobhyo Namo Namaha Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodhaya Stititolayan Niyati Prataya Jnanaprataya Vibudasura Saukya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vidadaya Namo Namaste Yo Vipralimba Viparita Matiprabhudan Vadan Narasya Kritavan Bhuvitattvavatam Sarvesvaro Haririti Pratipatakam Tam Anandatirtha Munivaryam Namami Pujyaya Raghavendraya Satya Dharmarataya Cham Pajatam Kalpavritshaya Namatam Kamadenuve Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vishvidavahaihi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Mandukya Upanishad Shanti Pataha. Since Mandukya Upanishad is coming in Atharva Veda, so we will be reciting the Shanti Pata of Atharvana Veda for all the Upanishad coming under Atharva Veda. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah Bhadram Pasyema Kshamirya Jatraah Tirairangai Stuštuvang Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indra Vruddhashavaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Ksharyo Arishtanemihi Swastino Brihaspati Datatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome friends, we are into the wonderful week of the Magha, month of Magha which has started. And we are going to have a lot of functions this month as well as next month, which is known as Panguni or Palguna. And in Hyderabad, one of the most important event is going to take place tomorrow. That is the statue of Ramanujacharya is going to be unveiled. This has been organized and it's a very big statue and it has been wonderfully arranged. I think tomorrow the Prime Minister is coming and inaugurating it. In fact, it's one of the greatest occasion for us. He has completed 1,000 years. 1,000 years, it's 1,002nd year. In fact, 1,001st year is completed his second year. On this day, he was a reformer of kind, in those days. Like in South, he is considered to be one of the biggest reformer who brought, the everyone into the fold, as well as brought the entire, the divinity and the way of worship, as well as the way of life to the public at large everywhere. And the people normally who go to a place called Tirukoshtiyur, which is near my place, Madurai, you can go and see, because there he has gone into the top of the temple and he called all the people, if you can say, recite the name of Narayana, well, I think, you are eligible to be, because you recite the name Narayana only, that is good enough for you to take you to the ultimate bliss. So he brought it and he brought a reform. I think we should understand 1,000 years before the society was very different. It is not such an open society, because there were clusters, even within the village there were clusters. In those days, to have taken this type of a reform is really a courageous and a very admirable thing, to have done. He has faced a lot of problems in his life, but he has withstood everything and finally he brought and finally he has got the vision, because all these acharyas, what we call the philosophy, whether we call it Advaita, Visishtadvaita, Dvaita, They are not called philosophy in the conventional terms. We call it darshana. Why it is called darshana is they have experienced whatever they have preached. And when you are experiencing, you will not be able to experience with the normal worldly things with the body, mind and intellect. You should have gone beyond the body, mind and intellect. That is, mostly in the meditative mind, when they have got, with the intuition they have experienced. That is why it is called darshanas. So all this philosophy stands for more than thousands of years is a proof how they have got it and felt it and how people are trying to take it to the level and understand. So that is the level of philosophy they have given it to us. And we are the biggest beneficiaries of all their work, and we will continue to get the benefit of them. And this being one of the important occasions, Hyderabad is going to have a lot of functions in and around. Of course, they made a very big, huge temple with 108 Divya Desams, replicas there, and the formums are taking place. It is one of the wonderful occasion for Hyderabad in general and for whole India in particular. So coming to that, this Mandukya Upanishad, we will get back to that. Just to give a brief, because just to recap, because especially Keshavan has joined us also. The Mandukya Upanishad is one of the very, very important Upanishad. In the sense, he talks about each one of us personally. We may not be writing the autobiography because we don't have anything to write. Because if I to write the autobiography, I've got nothing to write. All that I can say is I was born here, I was educated, I did and all. But the Mandukya Upanishad talks about the autobiography of every person who have come into this world. Because all of us, right from the birth till today, we are having three states. One is waking state, another one is dreaming state. We can do the dreaming even daytime also. Daydreaming is also possible. When you are in a nap or when you are not in a particular frame of mind, engaging in this world, you can dream also. That is dream. And the last one is deep sleep. The three states continuously we are doing right from our birth till today. And we are going to do it till our last breath. So therefore, waking, dreaming and deep sleep are the three states. It takes all the three states and explain how we are able to deal with this world, how we can deal with the world in the best of way, what we can do. This is the Mandukya Upanishad. Over and above that, this Upanishad has been recited by Varuna. He is called Manduka. He has taken the avatar of Manduka. And there is also another, because there was one Rishi Parampara called Manduka. They are the one rishis for that. Anushtup Chand. Chanda is to be always known for everything what we are reciting in Veda or Upanishad. We should know the rishi, we should know the chandas, and we should know the devata. Devata is here Mahavishnu. The Mahavishnu is the avatara of in this particular case, he has been invoked. So it is basically the devata is Vishnu, the rishi is Manduka, and chandas is Anushtup. And this entire Upanishad talks about the greatness of Om. What is this Om? While telling the Om, that Om covers us, our waking state, dreaming state, and deep sleep state. How it covers. And Om is the mystic syllable. This is the primordial syllable. When there was nothing in this world, when there was absolutely, even the Big Bang was not there. The only mystic syllable that was reverberating in the entire space was Om. When the Om is the seed from where the Gayatri has come. The Gayatri is 24 syllable, and this 24 syllables has emanated from Om, and from Gayatri, Purusha Suktam has come. The Purusha Suktam has come next after that. After Purusha Suktam, the Vedas have come. The origin of entire scriptures in Sanatana Dharma is Om, Gayatri, Purusha Suktam, and then all the Vedas, all the Smritis, Puranas, everything has come like that. So this is the order in which it has come. So when it has come, this Om has been explained in the very first mantra of this Upanishad, because this Upanishad has got only 12 mantras. if you see in terms of number of mantras, this is the shortest of Upanishad, only 12 mantras. But the 12 mantras, since it expounds the entire philosophical aspect of a Om, as well as every person's state of waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, it is the philosophical exposition of the highest order. So that is why when Hanuman was supposed to, we have repeated earlier also, when Hanuman asked Rama, what is that, how he can get the best of knowledge? And which is the scripture or Upanishad he should read? Rama seems to have told, Mandukya evam yelam, Mandukya evam yelam. That is, even single Mandukya Upanishad is good enough to give you the entire philosophical knowledge. So this carries so much of importance. But this 12 mantras, when it is being explained, it is being taken along with, there is a karika called Gaudapada Karika. Gaudapada is Shankaracharya's guru is Govindapada. His guru is Gaudapada. He has written a karika for this Mandukya Upanishad. The karika is called Agama Prakarana. He has written a karika. Gaudapada Karika consists of, the first chapter is called Agama Prakarana. It has got 29 verses expounding the entire meaning of Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad. This 29 mantras of Karika also is taken together, and 29 plus 12 mantras of Mandukya Upanishad, that 41 mantras have been taken and expounded by all the great masters. Shankaracharya has written a Bhashya for that. In Visishtadvaita stream, the Bhashya has been written by one Mahan called Ranga Ramanujan. Ranga Ramanujan has written the Bhashyas for most of the Upanishads, and his Bhashya for Mandukya Upanishad is equally important. So his Bhashya is there, and then Madhvacharya has written a Bhashya on this Mandukya Upanishad. For Madhvacharya's Upanishad, then there is also, yes, a Kandartha written by Raghavendra Swami, and the Prakashika written by Vadiraja Swami. See, there are also further explanations are there. And likewise, Sankara Bhashya also, there is Anandagiri, others have written and all. See, all of them have written. Why they have written is, it is one of the greatest philosophical treatises in the Sanatana Dharma. And not only that, it covers how you have to live this world, live in this world. So the first mantra, when it said, it said, it expounded we have got about 4 parts of this, 4 kandas are there. First part talks about the greatness of Om. And it also tells, because what in the waking state, when we are waking state, Jagrata Sthana, which is called Jagrata Sthana, the Jagrata Sthana, we are having, when we are in the waking state, how we are getting the experience of this world. So the mantra says we have got Ekona Vimshati Mukaha. We have got about 19 instruments through which we get the experience and knowledge from this world. What is this 19th instrument? The 19th instruments are, we have got about, because we have got about mouth, ear, eyes, as well as, nose, and the mind. It has got, that is the 4. Karmendriyas, they are Jnanendriyas, and the Karmendriyas, Sabda Sparisha, Rupa Rasa Gandha, that is called Jnanendriyas. Karmendriyas are legs, hands, excreta, genetic, and speech. See, all these things together, it is Karmendriyas and Pranendriyas. Pranendriyas, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. This is the Prana, Apana, because this Vayu, finally this Prana, who is controlling your entire body, entire circulation, your entire being, he is carrying, and he is carrying the entire thing. When the life force comes, the prana enters through our Sahasrara chakra. Through that life force comes. Once it comes, it is there and it activates everyone. It takes care of your prana, keeps you alive, and apana, because it just balances the entire thing. It gives the fire for digestion. Udana, because it takes the entire digestion as well as take the excreta. It has to remove everything and all. Samana, it balances the fine balance of the body, to function. The body has to function at 98.4 degrees centigrade with 120 by 80 bhp, with the pressure. Everything is controlled by that power. So that's why nowadays they were saying, because that a lot of scientific advancement has gone to say, Even your gut has relation to your brain. So everything has got a relation, because the entire thing balances the body. And once you are not having the same temperature, you feel you are not well. So your wellness is being kept by prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. All this they balances and finally it carries this. And when you are doing that, when you are getting all this, then and when you have got 15, then you have got 4, chitta, ahankara, mana, and because buddhi. So these 4 are considered to be the part of the mind. And this part of the mind is not part of your body. Brain is your part of body. The brain is embodied. We know, we can scan our brain, but we can't scan our mind. Because the mind is in our subtle body. Because we have got a pranamaya kosha, annamaya kosha, we have got pranamaya kosha. In the pranamaya kosha, mind is there. It is a subtle body. You can't see that because we have got an aura around all of us. Because through the aura only we are able to get the vibration. See, scientifically it has been proven, anything in the quantum physics, what is being said is 0.01 is the name and form. Our body, our structure, short, long, and slim, while everything and all is only 0.01%. Rest of the 99.99% is supposed to be vibration. What is that vibration? Vibration is nothing but the thoughts. We are generating to 60 to 80,000 thoughts every day and all. When it comes from where it comes? Well, the brain has got all the storages, it carries all the information, it processes everything information. Finally, what it guides you, what it propels you to act is your mind. What we call our personality, he is a very pleasant personality. No, he is a little difficult personality. When we say it is a function of the mind. Whatever our mind commands, we are expressing it through our personality. The same thing it's being brought about in this Upanishad. The first kanda, because it explains how we are reacting into the world, through these 19 instruments, chitta, mana, ahankara, buddhi, and karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, pranendriyas, from where we are taking all the information and we are interacting with this world. When we are dealing with this world, what we are dealing, because we will have to work for our life, we will have to work for our family, we will have to work for our, because people around us, society, if you are working for an organization, you will have to do for the work for your organization, whatever function you are doing, because whether you are an engineer or whether you are something like that, you are trying to perform that function. That is what you are doing. In that process, what happens is you are totally immersed into your experience. But your life is not what you are experiencing. What you are learning from your experience is life. The meaning of life is not to have a comfortable, because what you feel, deem it comfortable is, they will change from person to person. For someone, it may be a necessity. For someone, it is a comfort. The man who can afford, it is just a necessity for him. The man who can't afford it is a comfort. So when you can't afford to have a AC, you will see it as a comfort. But when you can afford 5 ACs, it becomes a necessity. That's all. It is a relative term. So basically what the entire Sanatana Dharma has focused on, simple life and high thinking. Simple living and high thinking. Simple living and high thinking, because then when you are having all this entire world around us and when you are indulging and when you are going through this entire process, you are not able to get into your inward journey. Why? Because the inward journey is the one when you close the eyes and meditate for a minute, then you find yourself inside, because such a wonderful feeling you have. Once you start practicing it for a longer time, when you are able to get into your internal journey, meditate and all, then you try to realize what all these external things, what meaning does have. The meaning slowly wanes. What you have a great meaning. I might have had a Mercedes Benz. I may be listening to the Mandukyopanishad, in my Mercedes Benz. But finally, when I have to take this Mercedes Benz, what I do, I take it to a local temple or wherever temple, in Ishta Devata, if you may be going to whatever temple you would like to, where then you get the puja done. And he comes and tells, ask you to put the flowers, put this and all, you say Namaha. We all say, because we pray, we have got it, because getting a Mercedes Benz is not an easy joke. You got it. You worked for the life and you got it. And all. So when you are doing the puja, when you say na mama, namaha, in the sense, what does it mean? Na mamaha, it is not mine. But if you are told the meaning, you will be wondering, why should I say it is mine? I have worked all along and I have got this bench. But when you say namaha, namaha is na mamaha, it is not mine. It is his. He has given it to me now. For some time, when I have to, because I've got, it has got a purpose. He has given it to me. I will have to use it for the purpose. That is all. When you take it with that attitude, you will not have that, because it's mine, because they hold on and all. So this in the entire Jagrata Sthana, when we do, the me and mine dominates. Without that, we will not be able to live. And that me and mine is called avidya, ignorance. That ignorance has to be eliminated. This is what Upanishad tries to bring you that. When you are having me and mine, how am I to really, because I have worked for everything, I have struggled for everything, finally I got it. Suddenly I have to say na mamaha, because that's what Upanishad says. Ishavarsham idagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena taktena bunjita ma krida kasyas viddanam. Whose world is this? Whose wealth is this? It is all his. See, finally, the Tamil song says whether the body and this entire whatever he has given is his. Iraval Tandavan Ketkindrana, the Ilayandralavan Vidvana, in the sense, finally it has to go. Even the body has to go, and whatever he has given is has to go. So once you have that, what will happen is you will not be putting your attachment and spending the energy of your mind on those things. You will be getting into the further whatever you have to do, which are all the bigger goals. The Mercedes Benz or any other vehicle is only an instrument. It's an instrument. It enables you. It is a transportation, nothing more than that. A cycle is as good as a transportation like a Mercedes Benz, depending upon the circumstances you are in. If cycle is going to help you, that is the best transportation at that point of time. So once you have that, to give up that, because, give up in the sense, you don't have to immediately donate or anyone and all. Whatever you are using, you use it, because it has got a purpose, you are using it, but it is not going to be the valuable thing for you. You got much more higher value, which you will be getting it. So what happens is in the worldly life, when we are longing for the acquisitions or whatever we're having is, we are having unfulfilled desires continuously. That's why the desire happens. Unfulfilled dreams. When you continuously having these unfulfilled dreams, we will be chasing that. So to see, till such time we have unfulfilled dreams, our chase will continue. We will not be able to stop at that. But then, because at some point of time, when everything has got a limited meaning, you yourself will realize, look, enough is enough. Now I know whatever is there, that is good enough for me. Now I can concentrate on getting to my inward journey. Then you slowly lose the values of worldly things, including everything and all. You go into the bigger goal, because we are in a dimension, 3-dimension, which we don't realize what we are having it on, because we are not connecting to the cosmos. The cosmos is much better, because since we are 99.99 vibration, the vibration is all over the world, including the space. We are not able to connect that. So that space is the one from where, finally we have all come. Akashat patitam toyam yatagachyati sadhanam. So we have all come into this world. Taittiriya, when we go into the Aitreya Upanishad and Taittiriya Upanishad, we will see how great, this concept is and all. So when we have come into this, it is basically to take, because what happens is once you live day by day, once you go by the cycle of waking, dreaming, deep sleep every day and all, every day you become a new version. As a child, you might have been liking the toys. Once you become a teen, you will be only, toys are no important to you. You will go for a cycle or something like that. And once you go a little bigger, because to give up something, you will have to have a new attachment in the worldly things. Unless you have a new sort of a desire, the old desire will not go. Till such time you have a new desire, old desire will cling to you. How to get over that old desires, how to stop getting the new desires, that is what the Upanishads tells us. Once you continuously do, what happens, we have seen in the third kanda, first kanda it says about, the second kanda it talks about all the three states what we are talking about. The dreaming, waking, dreaming and deep sleep. There is one more state called Turiya. Turiya is nothing but number 4. Sanskrit, because in the conventional Sanskrit, it is number 4. Chaturtha, that is called Turiya. That is the fourth state. The fourth state is that dimension. We are in the 3-dimension world. It is a dimension much higher above this dimension. That is the dimension all these acharyas have reached. From there, they have propagated their philosophy. All the Mahans, all of them, their followers who have come, they have all reached that particular thing. In order to see, because what is the benefit of it? See, it is an unknown thing. What am I going to do? See, whatever my body feels, my mind is happy about it, and whatever my desires are fulfilled, I am happy. Why should I think about all those things? Till such time we do it, we will be in this dimension. When it will happen because it is called avidya. That's what they say. When you are indulging in this world, continue to live in this world, that is ignorance, they say. If that ignorance has to go, if I have to do, what is that and why should I do it and all and all? You don't have to do. But slowly when your unfulfilled desires and your expectations come down, slowly you are happy with whatever you are having. And you think you got into a better dimension then, because that comes. How it comes? By the grace of the God. There is no other way you can get it. It is only by the sheer grace of the God. The one word which Prabhu uses very often, the grace of the God. That is the one and the only thing that will take you. The grace of the God is being designed in various philosophies, it is being done. In Advaita philosophy, they will say it is a Maya, it is all illusion. See, you can say it illusion, but when you are in the Vyavaharika world, you can't feel it as illusion. Mercedes-Benz is not an illusion, it is a product. It is a hailed product and it's a superior product. So when you are getting it, it is not an illusion. In a Vyavaharika world, when you are doing it is an illusion. It is not an illusion, you will have to remove it. But Advaita talks about 2 stages. One is Vyavaharika and Paramarthika. Paramarthika is where you are giving up everything. Tyaha. Yatkincha jagatyam jagat, when we say, then you give everything and all, whatever you give up, whatever you are content with whatever it is, and you are not longing for anything, and you don't have any meaning for whatever you are having also, that is the highest stage. It is like a Everest. We are all in the foothills of Everest. The Paramarthika, you come, you have to, how many people climb Everest? In the 7 billion people, because a few hundreds have climbed so far. And rest of it, because they go up to the base camp and come back. Some of us even don't attempt to go to the base camp. So we will continue to live in this world. For us, it cannot be an illusion. But how to live in this, that is what the Upanishad says. And when you are making an attempt to slowly get into that, then it becomes. See, one of the things, what is being said about is why we are taking birth into this world. See, everyone says, all the acharyas, if you see all the philosophy, we should go to a stage where there is no birth and death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam should not be there. That's what Bhajagovindam says. Bhajagovindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. Is it that why it takes place in the sense when entire life is being lived through, when we are still nursing unfulfilled dreams, unfulfilled desires, the soul has to get a birth. When you have that is called Sanchayita Karma, because we discussed in the last discussion also. That is Sanchayita Karma is unfulfilled. You got lot of longings. You are not able to complete that. Then that takes place. Suppose if you have no longing at all. So because then there is no question of taking any birth. And not only that birth, even in this world you can live very wonderfully well. That's why one Alvar has said, because Tindapuriyal Thirumangai when he said, Urilen Kani illai, Uro Ondrum illai, Parilin, Padamulam, Patrilen, Paramamurti, Karmugil Vandane, Kandane, Kadarigintin, Arular Kalayanama, Rangama, Nagarulani. See, when he said, because I don't have anything, because you may be having a family, you may have all the full set of relatives and all. Urilen Kani illai, I don't have even a piece of land. Uravu Ondrum illai. I don't have anything, because that is when comes, all of us have come here to complete certain plan which has been given to us by the Bhagavantan. The Brahman has brought us with a purpose. The plan was there. We have come here to execute that. When you come, when you give up all the longings and all, that is the stage when you are doing. Once you have that, once you don't have unfulfilled desires, and once you live in this world comfortably with whatever you are having, at that point of time, you become someone who will be fulfilling others' desires. That is what we call, when you live the life like that, in this world, you get the Adi Samanvaya and Apti Samanvaya. We said 2 words we used. Adi Samanvaya is like the Brahman is Ajaha, he doesn't have any birth. Finally, he has created our thing. He has brought us here and all. When he has brought us here with a purpose, because you got unfulfilled dreams, desires, and you got unfulfilled sort of learning. Maybe you wanted to learn a lot of things, because you couldn't learn, you have to complete the learning and get it. All those things might happen. When it happens, once you live like this, without any, with whatever you are having, without any sort of attachment or desires, but still living, what they call is, because when you are called Jivan Mukta, even while living in this world, you got that Mukti. You got some sort of a detachment with everything. At the same time, you are living comfortably and for others. You are able to fulfill the desires of others. Once you get that, see, some of them who has done the Upasana, because when you said Avu Ma, A is Jagratastana, that is the waking state. U is the dreaming state. And Ma is the deep sleep state. Avu Ma, finally, the Nada. Because when you Om, you say Om, when you say the Nada, the last one is Nada. The Nada doesn't have any sort of notation to denote. It is one of the highest level, because the Turiya stage is considered to be the Nada stage. So when you have that, once you live in this world, once you are living with the contentment, and once you are capable of fulfilling others' desires, in the sense you don't have any desires to be fulfilled. In the sense, you don't, it automatically happens. You don't have to take a wanton effort on that. It happens, because by nature you become someone, Swabhavika. You only, because anyone will come to you for help, you will be able to do that until Apti Samanvaya. You will be able to fulfill their desires. So like, some of the Mahans who have lived here, because like Sai Babas and all, because they have all got this, because everyone has gone to them to get their desires fulfilled. They have not gone to someone else to fulfill their desires. You need someone to fulfill these desires in this world when you are living in the 3 dimension. But once you have, you don't have anyone to need it, because there is one person with you. Urilen Kani illai, Uravu Ondrum illai, because he is there. Parilen Padamulam, Patrilen Paramamurti, because he is there. So once you are there, once you have that feeling, nothing to be worried. You will not be agitated at all. You got one person who is always with you. We narrated one story long before. A small 3-year-old boy, he was taken to a wedding house, wedding function. All the ladies were busy talking about the saris and the necklaces, and the gentlemen were busy with all the functions, rituals and all. This boy slowly slipped off the entire wedding function. It was about 900 years before, in a coastal place where nothing is there, God forbid, and nothing is there. He simply walked. And after about 3-4 hours only, someone noticed the child is not there. Everyone tried to find. The immediate thing was, because in those days there was no roads. Only the villages you will have to walk through. Only wells were there, lakes were there. And it was a coastal city, sea was there. They all went to the wells as well as these lakes or the seaside, whether the child has gone there or fell somewhere, what has something happened, because immediately your mind goes thinking about something mishap might have happened. But the child, because they were trying, and then they went to Well, they were going, they passed through one temple and they went into the temple. They asked him, because is there a child? Did you see? Because yes, they said one child came here. He did the circumambulation, the pradakshana. He left this place. He left to another one Shankaranarayana temple in another village. There also he went, and finally he went to another village, another temple he went there. When they finally traced him back to his place, they asked him, what is that? How come you come here and all, but everywhere people have seen you and you have gone alone? He said, who said I am alone? There was someone with me. I don't have to worry. There is the great thing. Almighty was with me. He was taken me everywhere and all. Why? I was never alone when I left. This is what the child, this is supposed to be the Madhvacharya, who has walked out, slipped out of the house and gone in everywhere and all. Because this is, once you know there is someone, because they are all jnanis, they must have heard the earlier best, they are avatars, because like all these acharyas, Ramanuja and all, they are all avatars, they have got that. But for people like us, only by practice, by inward journey, only we will be able to get into a comfort zone where there is someone. Even if we think, unless this is there, unless this person is helping me or unless this person tells me, nothing will happen. You will not have any dependence on anyone. There is one person who always guides you and all. So this is what it happens, when the waking state, when you are able to do. The dream state is the one with the most wonderful state. Like we said, dream state has got two greatest advantages which is coming, the greatest boon. It is one level higher than the waking state. Your latent impressions of the mind, whatever latent impressions of the mind you have gathered, it comes. And when you are onto a great goal, you get the greatest thoughts, the greatest solutions. Even in our own case, sometimes we might be finding no solution for that, because when you are focusing on that dispassionately, when you are having a dream or sleep, when you come out of that, you get a solution. Yes, something, I can do this. And you will find, and the intuition will tell you and guide you, and it can ward off. But people like Ramanujam, the mathematician and all, they all got their great solutions in their dreams. The Utkarshata and Ubayatvata, we said, Utkarshata indeed, it is lifting up. Not when your body, mind and intellect working on that, it's not there in the dream. The Ramanujan had described, because it is the Namagiri, because the goddess Namagiri has given all the solution to him in his dream. He saw it was in a red board, it was written in white letters, he got it and it gave him the clue. The next day when he worked upon, he found out so many solutions. In fact, so many of his theorems are still being researched upon. It happens. Even Einstein, he had said, he was not having all the mathematical solutions for all his theories. He did everything. He envisaged everything. He got everything. But all these, whatever he propounded, have come in his dream. And he come in his dream, he was able to hold on to that. Finally, he took 2.5 years with the help of another mathematician friend to prove his theory so that it can be accepted by the scientific community. So that is the level when you are getting such a great thoughts, in the dream. Even some of the impossible thoughts, you will get in the dream. But the normal life, when you are working on, that is when you get into a dimension higher than what we are living. But once you have a current dimension, current this one, you will have current thoughts and current solution. It is a process. Nothing will go waste. As you step by step go, you will get into the latent thoughts of a very high order. It will be there. Once you come into that, the deep sleep state, in the deep sleep state, when you are having a very deep sleep, you just don't know whether you are sleeping in Chennai or Hyderabad or Krompet or KK Nagar. You have good sleep. Only when you wake up and someone give you a cup of coffee, you realize where you are. And then you understand, yes, but then you feel you have got a greatest sleep, full-fledged sleep, nothing to worry about. See, at that point of time, you are in the highest dimension possible. You are not a son to your father, which we have repeated earlier, or you are not a father to your children, or you are not, the so-and-so in this so-and-so place, or so-and-so in your so-and-so company, whatever it is, you are just pure soul who is in the custody of the Brahman at that point of time. This is the stage all the livings, all the living beings, be it animal or the human, all of us are in the custody of that great power, the supreme power, the Brahman, which we consider as the nescience. Nescience in the absence of knowledge. When you don't have a knowledge of this world and all, you don't have any desires, you don't have anything to long for, everything goes fine. In that only you are almost close to the dimension which we call about the Turiya, the Chaturtha. But only thing is you have got the absence of knowledge, because after the deep sleep you come back to this world again to the waking state. So once these three states, this rotation, it goes off. Finally, in all the three states, when you are not getting affected by what is happening in the worldly things or the latent impressions of the mind, or even anything, that you are having unfulfilled desires and all of them, then you are able to get into a stage where nothing matters to you. That is the dimension we have talked about. And now we have talked about all those two dimensions, the two khandas. Now in the third khanda, we are going into, we have just got into all the three letters, A, U, Ma. The Om is consisting of A, U, Ma and Nada. So what is that purpose of the A, U, Ma, and how it is going to benefit, we have seen. In that we have come into page number 52 of your Karika, because the document I have sent, there we have gone Karika verse 5, we have seen. Vaitasya grahanam tulam ubayo pragya turyaha pijanidra pragyaha sacha turyan vidyate. This is what we have seen. It's page number 52. Last mantra we have seen is the mantra 4. Sushuptastanaha pragyo makaras titiya matra mitehe apitir minoti hava idam sarvamapi discha bhavatiya evam vedaha. In Sushuptasthana, we said, how when we are in the custody of the God, and when we are in the custody of the God, he takes us everything into us and makes us realize, because once you get into that upasana of that, you are able to get into the mind of everyone. Whoever is coming for what is that, you are able to work on their mind as well as act upon them. Because when you are able to control someone's mind and act upon that, you don't have any selfish interest. You have got an interest in which that person can function for the welfare of the entire place, entire world and all. And then he is also able to take away all the sorrows from us. The Sushuptasthana, that is what the mantra we have said. And now we are going to have the next mantra in this, because Avu Ma, the Upasana we have said. Once you have got the first one, you have got Adi Samanvaya, Apti Samanvaya. In waking stage, you will be able to fulfill everyone's desires. In the dream state, once you have got it, you will be getting such a knowledge, like, because whatever we have quoted, because like Ramanujam and other things and all. Once you get the Upasana on that, in your lineage, no one will be without, no one will be full, everyone will be full of knowledge. You will be having got a Brahmavit. See this, that is the greatest boon. Because of you, your generations will have the knowledge, and they will have a propensity to dive deep into the scriptures and get the best of it. And you will also be samana, because you will be equivocal. You will be a sort of a person who can mediate without any fear or favor, because you have got the same affinity, same love and affection, and you have got the same, you are dispassionate, you are not attached to anything. That's what happened. The third stage is, when you get it, you are into the custody, and you are able to get into the mind of anyone who is coming in to understand what purpose he is coming in, what is that you are coming in. So you are able to get through, and the knowledge of everyone, you are through your light, you are able to influence others to act in the way you want. So that is the greatest, even the leaders, all the political leaders, some of the political leaders, or even the greatest, some of the religious leaders also, when they give that, get into your heart straight away. How? Because your mind is opening up, the entire frequency is aligned, you get the knowledge straight. They don't have to take a special effort on that. So this is what we have seen, that in the last mantra, we are coming into last two mantras of the third kanda we have to cover. So we have come into the Karika verse 5 of this. We will recite and we will try to complete this, and the rest of it, we will take it in the next class. Vishwasya Atya Vivakshayam. It is the Karika verse 5. In the Karika verse, there it will be 21 or 22. It will be there in page number 52. Vishwasya is Vishwasya Atva Vivakshayam Atva Adi Samanya Utkatam Matra Sampratipattau Apti Samanyam Eva Atmi Samanyam Evacha. Because this is exactly what we have talked about. Same thing, it is being repeated here. In the sense, in the meditating in againess, you are getting into the Adi Samanvaya, Ati Samanvaya. What is that, why you are doing it? Because you are becoming and getting the same power similar to that Vishwanara. Because when we said Vishwanara is the God, Vishwanara is the form in which he gives you all the powers in the waking world to live in this world, he gives it. And coming to the next one is, because Tejasya, Karika number, verse number 6, Tejasyo Atva Vijnane Utkarsho Drishyate Sputam Matra Sampratipattau Syat Ubayatvam Tada Bhavati. See, when you get into the Tejasya, the dreaming state, whatever you got, you got everything, and your lineage, everyone is fully knowledgeable, and you are sort of, you don't have a fear or favor. You are able to deliver everything to the satisfaction of everyone and all. When it happens, Sayat Bayatvam, when you get into that, what happens? The objective power is called the forcible drawing another from the waking state. See, you are able to draw others from their waking state. So once you have that power, you are able to suggestively bring others to this stage, because you don't have anything, you have achieved, you have upasana. It is like the hypnosis. Hypnosis, because when you are able to suggest something and make that person get himself to that particular dimension where he will be able to, for instance, lot of impossible psychosomatic diseases are cured only by hypnosis. Those people will have this power. That power, what happens once you got this power of getting into latent impressions of your mind to the highest level, you will be able to suggest to other person his latent impressions of his mind. That's why they go to the past like regression, they say. Sometimes they go into the past life or the past happenings in the present life itself, which might have been the cause for their psychosomatic diseases. Psychosomatic diseases are more to be felt than to be described. Each person will have his own psychosomatic disease that cannot be measured. You cannot bring it to a common denominator. It all depends upon the particular person's upbringing, particular person's experience, particular person's happening and all. So all those things, we try to have, it's a lot of, we go for that we go for the therapies other than that mantras, tantras and all. That is not required. Once you do the upasana, the person who is doing the upasana, he will be able to cure it by suggesting the positive thoughts and as well as the right impressions to his mind. It's not only you get into the Ubhayatva and Utkarshata, you will make others also like that. That is the point they are telling you. Because once you get into a dimension, you are able to elevate others to the dimension. Utkarshata is getting into a dimension and you are able to get others also to that dimension. That is the greatest service anyone can do to the humankind. That is what this all the acharyas have written, done through the scriptures. Even all the Swamijis, be it the Sai Baba or Raghavendra Swami or wherever you have got the belief and you go there, that is what has happened. The moment you go there, your latent impressions, your suggestions, get the right suggestions, you get the intuition, you get into that. So that becomes the point for that. So we will try to complete today's this one. We have got only one mantra to go for this third kanda. That we will three mantras are there that we will take it up. Next week we will not only complete the third kanda, we will get into the fourth kanda, because fourth kanda also we will complete it, because next two talks mostly we will try to cover, and after that finally we will get into the essence of Mandukya Upanishad. With this, formally, I will try to close today's session. It is more of a recap, because we have almost had 3 weeks of discontinuity. It tried to bring us back into this. And the next week, we will go into the stream. Formally, I will close. Then we will have a small meditation of 5 to 10 minutes. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau punaktu, sahaviryam karavavahaihi. तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विश्विदावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।